Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story so epic, it makes asteroid impacts look like a minor inconvenience. We're talking about the Permian Extinction, also known as the Great Dying. This wasn't just a bad day for the dinosaurs. This was the day life on Earth almost got completely wiped out. And the prime suspect might be a place you could visit today, the Campi Flegrei in Italy. So picture this. About 252 million years ago, long before T-Rex was a thing, our planet was thriving. The land was covered in weird and wonderful creatures, and the oceans were teeming with life. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the planet's biggest ever party came to a screeching halt. Over 90% of all marine species and 70% of land vertebrates vanished. Gone. It was the closest our world has ever come to a complete biological reset. So what could possibly cause such an unbelievable catastrophe? For a long time, scientists pointed fingers at a massive volcanic region in modern-day Siberia. They imagined volcanoes erupting for millions of years, spewing toxic gases and greenhouse fumes, choking the atmosphere, acidifying the oceans, and basically turning the planet into an uninhabitable hothouse. It's a solid theory, and it definitely played a huge part. But what if there was another player? A forgotten killer that delivered the final devastating blow. Enter Campi Flegrei. It might sound like a fancy Italian coffee, but it's actually a massive supervolcano, or a caldera, bubbling away right next to modern-day Naples. Unlike a typical cone-shaped volcano, Campi Flegrei is a sprawling, sunken field of volcanic activity. It's been responsible for some of Europe's largest eruptions, and it's still very much active today. But its ancient history is what's truly terrifying. New research is starting to connect the dots between this Italian hotspot and the Great Dying. Scientists have found evidence deep in the Italian Alps, ash layers that chemically match the magma of Campi Flegrei. And guess what? The timeline of these ancient eruptions lines up perfectly with the mass extinction event. It's like finding a fingerprint at a crime scene. So let's piece this puzzle together. Imagine the world is already in a bad way. The Siberian traps are erupting, the climate is going crazy, and life is struggling to survive. Then, on the other side of the world, Campi Flegrei explodes. We're not talking about one eruption, but a series of cataclysmic blasts. Think of it like this. The Siberian traps were a slow poison, weakening the planet's immune system over thousands of years. Then, Campi Flegrei was the sudden, catastrophic shock that pushed it over the edge. These eruptions would have been unbelievably violent, launching colossal clouds of ash and sulfur into the stratosphere. This would have created a volcanic winter, blocking out sunlight, causing global temperatures to plummet, and killing off plants, which are the base of the entire food chain. And it gets worse. This ash and gas, rich in things like chlorine and fluorine, would have rained back down as toxic acid rain. This acid would have poisoned the soil and most critically turned the oceans into a deadly acidic soup. Imagine being a creature with a shell, like a clam or a coral. In an acidic ocean, your shell literally starts to dissolve. This is why the marine extinction was so devastating. The very chemistry of the water became hostile to life. So the theory is a 1-2 punch. First, the slow burn from Siberia, creating a greenhouse effect and warming the planet. Then, the knockout blow from Campi Flegrei, triggering a rapid volcanic winter and acidifying the oceans. This double whammy created a chaotic, hellish environment that very few species could endure. Life was being attacked from all angles. Extreme heat, extreme cold, toxic air, and acidic water. It's a miracle anything survived at all. Why is this important for us, a 19-year-old chilling and watching YouTube? Because it's a powerful lesson from Earth's own history. It shows us how interconnected our planet's systems are. The atmosphere, the oceans, the geology, they're all part of one giant, delicate machine. Pushing one part too far can have a domino effect that impacts everything. And Campi Flegrei? It's not just an ancient story, it's still there. The ground in the area is constantly rising and falling, a phenomenon called bradyseism, which means the magma chamber below is breathing. While another Permian-level catastrophe is incredibly unlikely, it's a humbling reminder of the immense power simmering just beneath our feet. We live on a dynamic and sometimes violent planet, Studying events like the Great Dying isn't just about understanding the past. It's about understanding the mechanisms that can cause global change. It teaches us to respect the geological forces that shape our world and to be aware of how quickly our environment can shift. It's a detective story 252 million years in the making, and we're still uncovering clues that help us understand our own fragile existence on this incredible planet. The Permian Extinction wasn't just an event, it was a process, a brutal worldwide catastrophe driven by the planet's own internal engines. And the idea that a now famous Italian tourist spot might have been a key player in this planetary reset is a mind-blowing piece of the puzzle. It reminds us that Earth's history is written in the rocks, and sometimes the most devastating stories are hidden in the most beautiful places. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this epic chapter of Earth's history with me. What do you think? Was Campi Flegrei the forgotten killer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about our amazing and terrifying planet. See you in the next one.